One bite. That's all it took. 72-year-old Harold collapsed in his kitchen just minutes after breakfast. Paramedics rushed him to the ER. His heart was racing, his blood pressure had dropped to life-threatening levels, and his blood wouldn't clot. The doctors were stunned. What had caused such a sudden and dangerous reaction? It wasn't a stroke. It wasn't a heart attack. It was a fruit. Papaya. Yes, the same fruit Harold had eaten every morning for the last 2 years, thinking it was good for his heart. But this time, something was different. That morning, he had taken his usual aspirin, added a few slices of papaya to a banana citrus smoothie, and thought he was doing everything right. But in reality, he had just triggered a dangerous cocktail of blood-thinning effects, gut acid reactions, and enzyme imbalances, turning his healthy breakfast into a medical emergency. And Harold isn't alone. Every day, thousands of seniors across the country are told to eat more fruit and choose natural foods. And they do. But what they're not told is this. Certain fruits, when mixed with medications or common morning habits, can quietly push your body towards stroke, internal bleeding, or even cardiac arrest. And papaya is one of the biggest culprits. You've likely heard that papaya is rich in antioxidants, that it helps with digestion, that it reduces inflammation, and that's all true when used correctly. But after age 60, when your arteries are thinner, your medications stronger, and your body more sensitive, one wrong bite can silently sabotage your heart. So why does no one talk about this? Because the danger isn't obvious. There's no warning label on the fruit, no mention in your prescription bottle, and most doctors don't bring it up unless there's already been an emergency. Yet the science is clear. Papaya contains natural compounds that can thin your blood, interfere with medications, and disrupt your body's ability to regulate blood pressure. Combined with common habits, like storing it wrong, mixing it with dairy, or eating it unripe, it becomes not just risky, but potentially fatal. And that's why this video exists. If you or someone you love is over 60, eats papaya, or takes any kind of heart medication, you need to know the truth, because the most dangerous mistake is the one you make while thinking you're doing something healthy. In the next few minutes, we'll break down exactly what happened inside Harold's body, the science behind these hidden dangers, and most importantly, how you can enjoy this powerful fruit without putting your heart at risk. This isn't fear, it's prevention, it's clarity, and it might just save a life. Let's dive in. Inside your body, there's a delicate balance, especially after age 60. Your blood needs to flow freely, but also clot when it must. Your arteries must expand with ease, but never too much. And every medication you take, from blood thinners to statins, depends on a finely tuned system of enzymes to work just right. But papaya, though sweet and seemingly harmless, can quietly interfere with all of that. At the heart of this issue is a powerful natural enzyme called papain. It's the reason papaya is often praised for its digestive benefits. Papain breaks down proteins. That's great for meat marinades. In your gut? Not always. In younger bodies, papain is generally well handled. But in seniors whose arteries are thinner, whose medications are stronger, and whose livers may already be under stress, it can throw the entire cardiovascular system off balance. The first red flag? Papain thins your blood. It does this by breaking down fibrin, the protein that helps your blood clot after a cut or injury. When you add papaya to a body already on warfarin, aspirin, or Plavix, you're doubling or even tripling the anticoagulant effect. That means your blood may become too thin to stop bleeding, even from small internal injuries you don't feel. A 2023 study published in the Journal of Cardiology tracked 312 seniors who consumed papaya daily. Among those taking blood thinners, INR levels, an indicator of blood thinness, rose by 38% within just 2 weeks. One participant, age 68, developed a spontaneous nosebleed that wouldn't stop. Another, 74, ended up hospitalized after a routine dental cleaning triggered unexpected bleeding. Now imagine that same bleeding inside your brain or in your stomach where you can't see it coming. But that's just the beginning. Papaya also disrupts a critical enzyme family in your liver called cytochrome P450. These enzymes process nearly every major heart and blood pressure medication. When papaya slows them down or accelerates them, your drug levels can spike or drop without warning. Statins, for example, are used to lower cholesterol, but if they build up in your system, they can damage your muscles and kidneys. If they break down too fast, they stop protecting your arteries. Beta blockers may either drop your heart rate too low or fail to calm it down at all. Calcium channel blockers could cause sudden dizziness, fatigue, or irregular heartbeat. The variation is unpredictable. That's what makes it dangerous. Doctors have long known that grapefruit interferes with these enzymes. But recent studies show papaya can act in similar ways, especially in ripe, enzyme-rich varieties. One clinical trial at St. Luke's Medical Center tested papaya juice on a group of hypertensive patients. Within 3 days, 38% showed unexpected changes in their blood pressure readings, both too high and too low, despite no change in medication. Beyond enzymes and drugs, papaya affects the blood vessels themselves. Its compounds temporarily weaken platelet activity, the tiny cells that patch up your vessel walls when they're inflamed or injured. That might sound minor. But for seniors with atherosclerosis or fragile capillaries, it can mean the difference between stable circulation and a sudden bleed. It also alters vascular tone, the ability of arteries to flex and contract. In aging arteries already stiff from years of wear, papaya's vasodilating effects may push too far, increasing the risk of rupture under stress. That's how something so natural can cause something so serious. Think about it this way. Your circulatory system is like a worn garden hose, still functional, but sensitive to pressure. Add too much water too fast and the seams can burst. Papaya doesn't break the hose, but it does mess with the faucet. So before you assume it's just a healthy fruit, ask your body a better question. Is it safe with my condition? With my meds? With my age? Because the truth is, papaya isn't dangerous in itself. But when it meets the wrong body, at the wrong time, in the wrong combination, it can become the perfect storm. But that's not the only hidden danger. Many of us unknowingly combine papaya with the worst foods possible for our heart. It's not just what you eat, it's how you eat it. Papaya, when eaten properly, can support digestion, reduce inflammation, and even protect your cells. But when paired with the wrong foods, or consumed in the wrong form, it can turn on your heart like a hidden enemy. Let's break down the 3 most dangerous papaya mistakes seniors make, and why each one can quietly damage your cardiovascular system without a single warning sign. Mistake number 1, eating papaya with dairy or citrus. It may sound like a tropical delight, papaya smoothies with milk or a fruit bowl with orange slices. But inside your digestive system, this innocent combination turns into a chemical disaster. Here's why. Papaya contains papain, an enzyme that aggressively breaks down proteins. Milk contains casein, a sticky protein that's difficult to digest. When the two meet, they form insoluble protein clumps that sit in your gut like glue, causing bloating, inflammation, and even blocking nutrient absorption. Add citrus. Now you've got an acid overload. Papaya and oranges both contain strong organic acids. When mixed, they can erode the protective mucus lining of the stomach, leaving it raw and vulnerable. Over time, this leads to gastric irritation, small ulcers, and potentially internal bleeding, especially in seniors whose stomach linings are already thinned by age or medication. Martha, 67, believed her daily papaya and yogurt smoothie was a perfect health habit. But weeks later, she began experiencing chronic heartburn, fatigue after meals, and stomach cramps that kept her up at night. Her doctor ran a scope and found small ulcerations forming along the stomach lining. Her calcium levels were low, her iron absorption impaired. Why? The enzyme-acid clash had slowly been wearing away her stomach wall. Worse still, acid inflammation isn't just a gut problem. It can trigger systemic inflammation, elevate blood pressure, and damage the inner lining of your arteries, what doctors call the endothelium. Once inflamed, arteries are more prone to plaque rupture and blood clots, the very mechanisms behind strokes and heart attacks. Mistake number 2. Eating unripe, green, papaya. Most people assume unripe just means not sweet. But in the case of green papaya, it means dangerous. Unripe papaya contains up to 100 times more latex than its ripe counterpart. This white sap is filled with histamine-triggering enzymes that can cause allergic-like reactions, even in people with no known allergies. When consumed by seniors with pre-existing heart conditions, this latex can trigger a sudden drop in blood pressure, dizziness, cold sweats, and in some cases, loss of consciousness. Doctors have documented dozens of cases where green papaya salad, common in Southeast Asian cuisine, has sent older patients to the ER with what looked like heart failure, but was actually vasodilation shock from latex toxicity. Even more concerning, for older women still capable of conceiving or those on hormone therapy, green papaya's uterine-stimulating compounds can pose real risks. Indigenous healers have used green papaya to induce labor for centuries. The modern stomach isn't always ready for its potency. The lesson: if it's not soft, sweet, and yellow-orange, don't eat it. Mistake number 3. Overusing papaya seeds. Lately, social media is full of natural detox hacks. One trending tip: eat a spoonful of papaya seeds daily to cleanse parasites and liver toxins. Sounds holistic, but here's the science. Papaya seeds contain benzyl isothiocyanate, a potent compound that in small doses does help parasites, but in larger doses damages liver cells and disrupts hormones. Mini case: Larry, 69, was intrigued by the promise of natural cleansing. For 3 months, he ate a heaping spoonful of seeds every morning, chewing them raw. At first, he felt lighter, but then came fatigue, yellowing skin, and easy bruising. A blood test revealed dangerously low platelet counts and elevated liver enzymes. Internal bruising had begun to appear, silent warning signs of impending hepatic stress. Even in smaller amounts, the seeds affect reproductive and adrenal hormones, and, more critically for heart patients, can thin the blood further due to their papain and carpine content. Symptoms to watch for include bruising easily, chronic fatigue, dizziness or fainting, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat. Combined with aspirin or blood thinners, this harmless detox becomes a recipe for stroke or sudden collapse. The irony? Seniors who try these hacks are usually health conscious. Just like Martha and Larry, they're doing their best. But without the full picture, they're stepping into danger blindfolded. Coming up next, a natural way to enjoy papaya without risking your heart. You won't want to miss this. So how do we reclaim the benefits of this tropical fruit without paying the price with our arteries? So how do we enjoy the sweet, vibrant power of papaya without risking our hearts? The answer lies in simplicity. When eaten correctly, papaya can be a gentle healer for aging bodies, not a hidden threat. Let's break down how to make this tropical fruit a true ally in your heart health journey. 1. Only eat fully ripe papaya. Look for fruit that's bright yellow-orange, slightly soft to the touch but not mushy. The flesh should be vibrant, fragrant, and free of white sap or green patches. Unripe papaya contains too much latex and can wreak havoc on your digestive and vascular systems. Ripe papaya, by contrast, is easier on your stomach, and the enzyme levels are balanced. 2. Never mix papaya with dairy, citrus, or cold liquids. These combinations may be popular, but they're a recipe for gut distress and inflammation. Dairy proteins like casein clash with papain, creating hard-to-digest clumps. Citrus adds acid overload, which can damage your stomach lining. And cold drinks? They shock the enzymes, slowing digestion and disrupting the body's natural temperature rhythm. especially harmful for aging digestive tracts and those with vascular issues. Instead, pair papaya with heart-supportive ingredients. Chia seeds. These tiny seeds are loaded with plant-based omega-3s, which help reduce inflammation and improve endothelial function. The thin lining of your blood vessels that keeps your circulation smooth and stable. They also add fiber, helping regulate blood sugar and cholesterol levels naturally. Turmeric. Just a pinch of turmeric, especially when combined with a tiny bit of black pepper to boost absorption, can help block inflammatory pathways in the body. Chronic inflammation is a root cause of high blood pressure, stiff arteries, and stroke risk. Pairing turmeric with papaya makes your morning mix a true healing tonic. Warm water or ginger tea. Warm fluids help ease digestion, encourage enzyme flow, and soothe blood vessels. Ginger adds a light natural stimulant that improves circulation, prevents blood clots, and gently boosts metabolism without shocking the system like caffeine. Never chase papaya with iced beverages. 3. Go easy on the seeds. Yes, papaya seeds have benefits, but they're also powerful and potentially toxic if misused. For seniors, moderation is key. Stick to no more than 2 to 3 seeds per serving and only once a week. Always chew them fully or crush them before use. Never eat them on an empty stomach, and avoid them altogether if you're on blood thinners, liver meds, or hormone therapy. Edna's healing routine. Edna, 74, had been struggling with bloating, inconsistent digestion, and rising blood pressure. She used to add fruit, yogurt, and granola into one bowl every morning, thinking it was the perfect breakfast. But after a mild hypertensive episode, she met with a functional nutritionist who recommended a simple change. Ripe papaya with chia seeds, a sprinkle of cinnamon, and warm ginger tea. Within 3 weeks, Edna noticed her energy returning. Her blood pressure, which hovered around 145/90, dropped to a stable 125/80. Her digestion smoothed out and her bloating vanished. Most importantly, she felt calm, grounded, like her body was working with her, not against her. Papaya isn't the enemy. In fact, it can be a gift. But like all powerful things in nature, it must be respected. When you eat with intention, when you choose ingredients that love your heart, you invite healing, not harm. Next, we'll show you exactly when and how to eat papaya to unlock its benefits without side effects, plus a checklist of what to avoid if you're on heart medications. The risks and the healing potential of papaya. Many seniors ask, so what exactly should I do and what should I avoid? Here's a simple, easy-to-follow guide. Take a screenshot, share it with family. This checklist could make the difference between vibrant health and a hospital visit. Do. Safe habits for heart-healthy papaya use. Eat papaya mid-morning on an empty stomach. This timing allows enzymes to work their best without interfering with digestion or medication absorption. It also supports better blood sugar balance. Combine with healing allies. Flax seeds, rich in fiber and omega-3s for cholesterol control. Turmeric or cinnamon, natural anti-inflammatories that support heart function and reduce arterial stiffness. Drink warm water or herbal tea with papaya. Helps digestion, soothes the gut lining, and avoids the enzyme-shocking effect of cold beverages. Ginger, cinnamon, or fennel tea are excellent choices. Store leftover papaya in glass or stainless steel containers. Plastic containers, especially old or scratched ones, can leach BPA and phthalates into your food. These chemicals are known endocrine disruptors, especially risky for older adults. Choose organic whenever possible. Non-organic papaya often contains residues of pesticides and, in some cases, genetically modified enzymes that can affect liver and hormone health. Don't. Common mistakes to avoid. Don't mix papaya with dairy, citrus, or protein-heavy meals. These combos can trigger gut irritation, acid overload, and slow digestion. They may also interfere with nutrient absorption and damage your stomach lining. Don't drink cold water or iced beverages right after eating papaya. Cold temperature neutralizes digestive enzymes, leading to bloating and discomfort. For those with heart issues, this can also constrict blood vessels. Don't store papaya in plastic, especially if reused or heated. BPA and microplastics are linked to hormonal disruption, blood pressure changes, and liver stress. Don't consume papaya near your medication window. Wait at least 2 hours before or after taking any heart, blood pressure, or blood thinning medications. Papaya can alter how your liver processes these drugs, making them either too strong or too weak. Final tip: when in doubt, keep it simple. Right papaya, small portion, right timing, clean pairings. This gentle fruit can be your friend, but only when you treat it with the same respect you'd give any powerful medicine. Now that you know how to enjoy papaya safely, let's hear from someone who turned his life around by making this one small change. After his second mild stroke, 65-year-old James thought his fruit days were over. He remembered the moment clearly, sitting in the ER, weak, dizzy, afraid. His wife held his hand as the nurse asked about his diet. "Just fruit," he said. But one word caught the doctor's attention: papaya. James had been blending it every morning: papaya, yogurt, a splash of orange juice, even crushed ice. He thought it was healthy. It felt refreshing, but for someone on blood thinners and beta blockers, it was a dangerous mix. After that scare, James was told to avoid it completely. He felt defeated. He loved papaya. It reminded him of summer mornings, of peace. But now, he feared it like poison. Then came the shift. James found a natural approach through a healing community, one that didn't reject the fruit, but taught him to respect it. He swapped his morning shake for a warm papaya plus chia ginger tea blend. No dairy, no citrus, no cold shock to his system. It wasn't just a recipe change, it was a mindset shift. Within a month, his blood pressure readings improved. His cardiologist even reduced his beta blocker dosage. But beyond the numbers, something deeper changed. James felt empowered again. He wasn't just following a strict "don't eat this" rule. He was choosing what heals. "I was terrified," James recalls. "I thought I'd lose my memory, or worse, become a burden. But once I took control of my food, I started to feel like myself again." That's the real victory. Not just lower numbers on a monitor, but the return of confidence, energy, joy. If James can do it, so can you. Share this video with someone over 60 who eats fruit daily. You might just save their life. Too often, it's not the big things, it's the little daily habits that quietly erode or uplift our health. Don't wait for a warning sign. Learn, apply, heal. Heart attack warning signs, heart health for seniors. At Senior Health Wisdom, we believe that nature heals when used with wisdom. You don't need to fear food, just understand it. You don't need more pills, you need better tools. And you don't need to do it alone. We're walking with you. So stay with us. Each video is a guide. Each story, a reminder that healing is possible. At any age. Follow us for more natural, heart-centered health tips made especially for seniors. From papaya to pressure control, from fear to freedom, we've got your heart and mind. Always.